Good evening. How's everybody tonight? Fabulous, fabulous. You know, nobody ever comes to the front. I should have everybody stand up and move to the front, a little more intimate group. Good evening and welcome. On behalf of the faculty, the staff, the administration, and the Board of Trustees, welcome to a wonderful, what should be a wonderful evening. And thank you for making time to join us on this very special day, the 2022 induction celebration of the Parkland Society, also referred to as the Society of 1966. Let me introduce a couple of folks in the audience here with us today that deserve introductions. The first is our board chair, Mr. Jim Voiles. Jim, if you could stand. I can't see anything here, so he's out here somewhere. Also with us, our Executive Vice President, Dr. Pam Lau. There we go. Pam's here. Mike Tramey, our Vice President for Student Services. And Nancy Sutton, our Vice President for Academic Services and Chief Academic Officer. And I think I saw our Dean for Health Professions, Carolyn Ragsdale, who's going to retire at the end of this year. And last time I introduced her as department chair, but her true title is Associate Dean, Kim Pankow in Health Professions. Thank you all for joining us. So as the program indicates, my name's Tom Ramage, and contrary to popular belief, I'm still the president for, well, at least a few more months here at Parkland. And I was anticipating this summer I'm going to turn 55, and I'm always delighted to point out that I'm the same age as Parkland's academic year, first academic year. So come August, Parkland will celebrate its 55th academic year. 1967, the first one, 1,338 students started in classrooms and labs scattered throughout downtown Champaign and some of the most auspicious places, including Guido's. Right above it was the president's office, Dr. Starkel's first office. I always find that very, very interesting. So if you fast forward to today, that number has grown by a factor of 10 plus. This campus has expanded and flourished, and so much has changed in such a short period of time. And during these 55 years, Parkland College has become the professional home to literally thousands of faculty and staff, 33 elected trustees, 5 presidents, and most importantly, well over 340,000 students that have come through our doors. I think it's pretty fair to say that it would be difficult to find a family in our 3,000 square mile district that hasn't been touched by Parkland College in some form or fashion. Thank you for that. And arguably, our community is better off because of this place, this college. But what makes Parkland very, very special is not necessarily the collection of buildings or the classrooms or the labs, but rather the people that take care of it. They have been and are our current faculty, our staff and administration, those that have provided rock-solid academic programs and student services experience to our students and leadership to the college. They are the elected trustees that so willingly give of their time and talents without any compensation whatsoever, outside of the honor of sitting on the stage at Krannert when we do our commencement exercises every year and watch those graduating classes walk by. And then there are a huge number of friends of Parkland College that have joined us along the way, people who have committed to ensuring that our classrooms and labs are well equipped, that our students learn in facilities that are reflective of the absolute quality of our academic programs. They are the people that provide opportunities in the form of scholarships for our students, for whom college would be just a dream without their kindness. And they are you, the people that are sitting on the stage with us this evening. Parkland is an amazing place. It's one of the best examples in our nation where it's possible to witness the finest of our democratic principles in action, a place where the American dream can be and is realized every single day. We see students with serious academic deficits, all the way through perfect ACT and SAT scores, and we meet them right where they are, ready to take them as far as they're willing to go. We can just about guarantee that a student will be successful if they partner with us and expend the time and the effort that it takes to earn a degree. But as they say, it does indeed take a village to make that dream a reality, and it's impossible to do so without colleagues, without friends like those that we honor today. We are very proud of Parkland's history, this not-so-little community college sitting next to the university giant, And each of you, in your own way, has distinguished yourself and become an indelible part of the fabric of Parkland College. Tonight, we commemorate and celebrate those contributions, and we hope that you are as proud of your community college as we are of you. So welcome to each of you and to the Parkland Society. Thanks. It's my pleasure to introduce the Executive Director of the Parkland Foundation and the person responsible, or one of the people responsible for putting on tonight, Ms. Tracy Walfeld. Tracy.
Thank you, Dr. Ramage. I would like to recognize Dan Marker, who's the Vice President of the Parkland College Foundation, and will be the incoming president starting July 1. So thank you, Dan, for your leadership. And you're right, it does take a lot of people to put on an event like this, but most importantly, I want to thank Susan Goldenstein and Becky Ryherd in the Parkland Foundation office, Chris Foster for the videos that you are going to see. Chris is quite the guru, so we are very thankful to have Chris here. The Parkland Society, also known as the Society of 66, was established in the summer of 1987 as a means for honoring those who have made outstanding contributions to Parkland College. There have been 3 other inductions since the inception. The nominations this evening came from a committee selected to vote for these inductees. These inductees include individuals from administration, faculty, and staff. Another group, Friends of Parkland, include individuals from the Board of Trustees, Parkland College Foundation board members, and committed donors. Tonight, you're going to meet some of our best and brightest who have made a significant impact at Parkland College. Thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate with us. Although he needs no introduction, I would like to introduce you to our MC for this evening. Mike Hale has been interested in radio since he was 5 years old, when his fathers took him to visit a local radio station in Kansas City. Mike has worked in various markets during his career, and in 1978 moved to Champaign to be the operations manager for a group based out of Champaign. His plan was to be in Champaign-Urbana for 2 years and move on, but 2 years has turned into over 44 years. Mike worked for the original WKIO radio for 22 years. He joined WDWS, WHMS as Assistant General Manager in 2000 and was appointed Vice President and General Manager in 2006. In addition to his management roles, Mike has hosted On Morning Radio for 44 years in Champaign-Urbana. A year ago, he transitioned into semi-retirement, and I kind of laugh about this, opting to continue hosting his morning show on WHMS and an afternoon show on WKIO. I'm not sure how that equates into retirement. It is abundantly clear he loves his family, his career, and our community, and it definitely shows. Please join me in welcoming Mike Hale as our MC tonight.
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate the opportunity to do this again. I'm one of those people, many people in this area who, when Parkland College calls, I say yes without hesitation. Parkland College, for me personally, has meant an awful lot. I've had a lot of outstanding employees that went through the communications program here at Parkland College that surrounded me for the last 44 years and made me look good. Many of these people are in national positions around the country now, but got their start at Parkland College. Second reason I'm thrilled to be here is my son was a graduate. Now I'm going to do something, full disclosure here. I got my cell phone, and I'm one of these people who cannot look at his cell phone for at least 5 or 6 hours. So normally I just put it in my pocket and I don't worry about it. But my son and his wife are flying up from Dallas, and he's going to text me when they get on the plane. So if I pull my phone out, don't think I'm rude, okay? I'm just checking that they got on the plane. So anyway, let us get started. Thanks again. Our first inductee is Omar Awadi, and we have a video.
gave me a great job that I enjoy. I'm very fortunate to have that. And then also, for me, the emphasis is on teaching and learning because it provides educational opportunities for all members of the community, and then also the small class sizes, and then it's quite affordable. And they also offer vocational training that assists the local area companies. In December 2007, I won the Nysod Teaching Excellence Award, and in May 2008, I attended the annual Nysod conference in Austin, Texas, and I went there with President Tom Ramage, Vice President Chris Young, Associate Vice President Faye Rusa Baker, and Professor Terry Adcock, and I found that conference very informational, and several of the sessions were quite good. I kind of have two roles here. I'm a mathematics and physics instructor, and as such, I've mentored and provided study skills and strategies for hundreds of engineering majors that later transferred to University of Illinois and other colleges. And then my other role as the peer tutoring program coordinator and lead tutor, I've assisted in the success of thousands of students from several different disciplines. And also some of the peer tutors that were under my supervision later became full-time and part-time instructors at Parkland. And I was involved in creating the Center for Active Success later on, and then also before that, that was a cooperative learning center. So I've taken on more duties, so to speak, but basically I've always been teaching half my load and then tutoring as a tutoring coordinator for the other half. I'm really fortunate that I have a job that I really enjoy and still working at it.
If you were to ask any student who has attended Parkland College over the past 26 years what they remember about their math classes, odds are that it wouldn't be pi to the 17th digit. It would be Omar Awadi. The journey of Omar as an educator began with his undergraduate coursework at the University of Missouri in Rolla. He moved to the East Coast to pursue his BS in physics from MIT, then returned to the Midwest to the University of Illinois. After receiving his MS in physics, he continued at the University of Illinois to complete coursework for both a PhD in physics and a PhD in biophysics. When he first received recognition for his outstanding teaching performance as a teaching assistant, it was highlighted in the Daily Illini newspaper. After completing his studies, Omar came to Parkland in 1993 as an adjunct mathematics instructor and a tutor in the ABE GED program. At that time, he also took on the position as assistant coordinator, head tutor in the peer tutoring program. In 1995, Omar accepted a position as an associate professor of mathematics when his true legacy began. In teaching algebra for calculus, calculus and analytic geometry 1, 2, and 3, and differential equations, Omar touched the lives of thousands of students with his exceptional teaching abilities. At the same time, Omar took over as coordinator of the peer tutoring program. Not one to sit idle, Omar not only oversees the day-to-day operations of the tutoring program, but also tutors students himself. Under his leadership and focus on student success, the tutoring program has grown exponentially. Hundreds of students have benefited from personalized and professional tutoring, fueled by Omar's passion and dedication to education. Long recognized by his students and colleagues for his commitment to student learning, in 2007, Omar received national recognition when he was a recipient of the Nysod Teaching Excellence Award. In addition to his dedication to student learning and success, Omar models the concept of lifelong learning. Omar belongs to and actively participates in numerous professional organizations, including the American Mathematical Association of Two-Year Colleges, Mathematical Association of America, Illinois Council of Teachers of Mathematics, Illinois section of the American Association of Physics Teachers. He is also active on numerous Parkland College committees, including the annual ICTM Math Contest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate Omar. Come on down. Our next inductee is Ron Berkey.
Community colleges like Parkland are really the lifeblood of the local and the regional communities. And while the universities have a very vital role in the curriculums that they offer in support of that, it's really colleges like Parkland that provide an invaluable resource in addressing the very specific educational needs of these communities. In the construction and agricultural industry, specifically the dealerships, half of the employees at these locations are either directly or indirectly involved in the service support side of the business. Dealerships must have educated and qualified service technicians and service personnel in order to fulfill the needs that they have. Parkland's Power Diesel Technology Program is really one of the best in North America, and the Tony Knoll facility is really second to none as well. And it is also important to have the three-legged group support of the manufacturer, the dealerships, and also Parkland. And Parkland is really where it all happens and where it's all put together. So I'm proud to have been a part of that process, and thank you, Parkland, for this recognition.
Ron Berkey was born and raised in Fisher, Illinois, where his father and three uncles founded Berkey's Farm Store, their first international harvester agricultural equipment dealership. In 1954, they formed this dealership. After receiving a bachelor's degree in personnel management from Southern Illinois University in 1973, Mr. Berkey would work for the International Harvester Company in various sales and marketing positions before joining the family business in 1977. At Berkey's, he held the title of store manager and ag sales manager until January of 2000, when he assumed the role of president and chief financial officer. He retired in 2012. Today, Berkey's operates 17 Case IH agricultural equipment dealerships, has 4 Case construction equipment contracts, and employs approximately 400 people. In the past, Ron has served as president of the Paxton Exchange Club and as chairman of the Case IH North American Dealer Advisory Board. Through Berkey's, he has been involved in the development of the Diesel Power Equipment Technician Program at Parkland College. The company has helped ensure a successful partnership with Case and Case IH to support the college's agricultural programs and sponsor incoming students. Along with the generous donation from the Knoll family of the Tony Knoll Agricultural Technology Application Center, Parkland's Ag Tech programs are considered some of the premier programs in the country. Today, Ron enjoys music, fishing, and travel. He and his wife, Renee, are both retired and reside near Destin, Florida. Ron was unable to attend tonight, but expresses his gratitude for this recognition. So congratulations, Ron Berkey. Our next inductee is Greg Kozad.
Parkland and community colleges in general provide a great opportunity for workforce development and also provide higher education at a very reasonable cost for people that are looking to improve their lot in life. And so community colleges play a very valuable role, and Parkland plays a very valuable role in our area. I think Parkland's impacted my life in that I think it improves the overall quality of life of Champaign-Urbana. I attended a couple classes when I was an undergraduate at Parkland one summer. I've been involved with Parkland through the Entrepreneur of the Year program, and I've seen a student I used to mentor attend Parkland. So I've seen it play a wide variety of roles in my life through the years. I think perhaps the most significant thing that I've played a role with Parkland with has been the Entrepreneur of the Year event, which has now gone on for 10 years, and we'll be celebrating our 11th year on June 1st. The Entrepreneur of the Year event really was a collaboration of several people: Roy Lambert, Peter Fox, Dr. Tom Ramage, and Carl Meyer. And we came up with this event as a way to celebrate hard work and innovation of someone in our local community that's been successful in business. But I think on a broader basis has also celebrated the entrepreneurial spirit in our community and rewards those who work hard and innovate. And perhaps most importantly, the program has allowed for significant dollars for scholarships for Parkland students, and that's been a really rewarding program to see. For me, probably the most memorable Parkland moment was receiving the honorary degree at Parkland's commencement in 2018. I had the opportunity to address the students a little bit about their walk as they graduated from Parkland. And at the same evening, my wife had just kind of recently completed cancer treatments very successfully, and so it was a big celebration evening event and used her life as an example of living positively and with an attitude of gratitude as people move forward in their life. So the graduation event and the honorary degree is probably my most memorable evening.
Greg Kozad grew up in Champaign, attended Savoy and Robeson Elementary Schools, Jefferson Junior High, and graduated from Centennial High School in 1977. His involvement with Parkland College began with 2 classes the summer before attending Indiana University in 1978. After he graduated with distinction from Indiana University and went on to receive both law and Master of Business Administration degrees from Notre Dame University. Greg is the Chief Executive Officer of Kozad Asset Management, the footsteps of his father, V. Dale Kozad, who incorporated Kozad Asset Management in 1972. A certified financial planner practitioner, he is knowledgeable in all aspects of financial management, charts, and overall strategic direction of the company, and guides the growth of all of its operations, including asset management, investment planning, and new business initiatives. He has participated in a wide variety of volunteer activities. He has served as president of the Stevick Foundation. He was one of my bosses for 17 years. And chapter chair of YPO Gold Chicago. In the past, he has served on the Champaign City Council, the Urbana-Champaign Economic Development Corporation Board, and the University of Illinois College of Business Dean's Business Council. In 2018, Greg was awarded an honorary degree from Parkland College. His most memorable Parkland College moments have been helping to create the Parkland College Foundation's entrepreneurial program. He is one of the founding members, the establishment of the V. Dale Kozad Entrepreneur of the Year Award, and initiated its banquet, emceeing the banquet for the initial 10 years. This has become a wonderful community event in 2 weeks that celebrates individual achievement and the entrepreneurial spirit while raising significant funding for scholarships and student entrepreneurship programs at Parkland. Greg, come to the podium and accept your award.
Sure.
We got to get a picture real quick.
Oh, let's do a picture first.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I'll be real brief. I think one of the questions that Chris asked me was, how do you feel like you've contributed to Parkland College? And I really feel like that the Entrepreneur of the Year program, which is now going to be in its 11th year, finally after 2 years on the shelf with COVID, has been a great community event. We celebrate a local successful business person and what they've achieved, and we celebrate hard work and innovation. But beyond that, I think we celebrate the broader community and how Parkland interacts with it. Parkland's been a great resource for workforce development. It's a very competitive way, cost-competitive way to get a great degree, whether you're transitioning to a 4-year college or so forth. So Parkland adds a great deal to the community. We're going to celebrate the 11th year in 2 weeks, or June 1st, so hope to see you there and appreciate all that Parkland does for our area.
Our next inductee is Dr. Paul Kunkel.
Well, I came in the summer of '71, and office was downtown Champaign. Some of my friends said, go to a community college. I mean, you'll be nobody in that university town. And the strange thing was, almost immediately, my friends were equally between the community college and university. And I thought it was a wonderful experience just for that to happen in itself. I found the community college was serving a potential of people who had been left out before, and all of a sudden here was the chance for people who normally have had no opportunity to get any kind of advanced training or education. Here they could do it at a much lower cost. It was immediately accessible right in their own communities. But the story I wanted to share really was the time when about a dozen visitors came to Parkland from China. It was on the time when the planetarium had just finished getting its equipment all installed, and they wanted to do a demonstration. So believe it or not, the first real showing of the planetarium sky was with this group of Chinese. Well, there were two other people that I would mention that I had privilege to meet and spend some time with. One was more by chance than anything else, Maya Angelou, the black poet, visited the campus, and I had a very pleasant visit with her. What amazed me was how tall she was. And the other, I don't know why, I happened to be the one assigned to host the commencement speaker, was Charles Osgood. And I had a very pleasant time visiting with him. So, I mean, Man, can you imagine my opportunities?
Paul Kunkel, the last of the pioneers, or what people call the fast diminishing circle of earliest Parkland College staff members. Paul has said that he was lucky to be a part of those early years. A native of Kansas, Dr. Kunkel graduated high school in North Dakota, attended private college in Idaho, majoring in philosophy and minoring in English literature. He completed a graduate degree in religious studies and later accepted a role as director of admissions and assistant registrar for undergraduate for his alma mater. After 5.5 years, he was selected to receive the National Defense Education Act grant, which he used to complete his master's degree in education and his doctorate in educational administration. In 1963, Dr. Kunkel began working at Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville, which at the point had no campus and no permanent buildings. After managing the school's office for institutional research and assisting the vice president for business affairs, he left SIUE in 1968 for a brief stint at American College Testing. In 1971, President William M. Starkle asked Paul to join the Parkland administrative staff. Dr. Kunkel moved to Champaign-Urbana in 1971 and served as Director of Development, a role that soon included the establishment of the Parkland College Foundation. He was the foundation's first director. Thanks to Paul's dedication and direction, the foundation strengthened Parkland College's relationship with the community and created a level of support that continues to thrive today. Dr. Kunkel held many titles, assignments, and community associations while at Parkland. He was an official emeritus member of the Association of Institutional Research and the Phi Delta Kappa, an international public education support organization. He was also an active member of the Illinois College Board Advisory Research Council and of the Lions Club, where he recently celebrated 50 years of membership. Dr. Kunkel retired from Parkland in 1994. While he may no longer work at Parkland, his legacy continues with many of the projects he contributed during his tenure. Some of Paul's cherished memories of his time at Parkland include drafting the format for upgrading the college catalog and course listings, overseeing preparation of the first affirmative action statement, planning the format and function of the Flag Lounge and Gallery Lounge, and acting as unofficial curator of the distributed collection of art pieces that you see around the campus. Fighting to save the area overlooking the outdoor fountain as the designated spot for the Parkland College Gallery, now the Gertz Gallery at Parkland College, and for writing the interpretation of the Parkland College crest, which is still used today. Paul was awarded an honorary degree from Parkland in 2021. Congratulations to Dr. Kunkel. Our next inductee is Dr. James Leonard.
You know, as I thought about that question, my impact on Parkland, I actually got a chance to think about the years, the decades of interaction. And it's really been sort of a soft impact, if you would, but I'm very proud of what we've done regarding first healthcare training, whether it be through the nursing programs or some of the bedside programs that we were able to support and bring individuals in for training and to help them get a sense of what those jobs are. But as I thought about the last decade and the opportunities to work with Parkland and the other types of programs that are so important to a successful healthcare organization, that would include IT, it might include construction, and different areas that individuals might not think are directly related to healthcare, they are. And we need folks with great skills, we need folks with connections to the community, and so we've been able to help gently push that along as an opportunity for individuals throughout the community and the region to take advantage of the Parkland programs, and yet they've helped Carle Health so much in our ability to provide great care. I think the value really lies in the name, community, and as I'm the head of Carle and we look at the community health and the quality of life, community is incredibly important. And community colleges really reflect that. Even though we have a major university here, the tie-in for the community is through Parkland. The programs that are available, the families that are impacted, the opportunity to raise the bar with different associate degrees or certifications. Sometimes that opens further educational doors, and sometimes that opens doors for jobs in other areas that don't require a full four-year degree. So we have an opportunity to influence and be a part of and support community colleges, and that makes it very personal and makes it very, very important for all of us.
James C. Leonard, MD, is President and Chief Executive Officer of Carle Health in Urbana. An Illinois native, Dr. Leonard graduated from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and completed his residency at McNeil Hospital in Berwyn, Illinois. He began his career with the Carle Clinic Association as a family practice physician. He served in a variety of roles at Carle Clinic, and he also served Carle Foundation and was named its CEO in 2000. With his perspective as a physician, the health system has advanced to expand services that are nationally ranked for innovation and quality patient care. Dr. Leonard is among the longest-serving health system CEOs in the nation. In his tenure, he has led the organization through a period of growth to address the healthcare needs of the region through its 5 hospitals, a multi-specialty physician group, health plans spanning 6 states, and associated healthcare businesses, including the Carle, Illinois College of Medicine, the world's first engineering-based medical school. Dr. Leonard has been a staunch advocate for Parkland's health professions programs. His support has strengthened the college programs and has provided over $4.6 million in and program and over $710,000 in equipment. Dr. Leonard, come up and accept your award.
Well, I'll take less than a couple of minutes, but I do want to take this opportunity to say thank you. I very much appreciate this honor, and I want to thank all of you who came out this evening to really support us in this honor that I know each of us treasure and are grateful to receive. The reason I wanted a couple of minutes is because Parkland is so absolutely important. If you've received care in this community, it is likely that you interacted with at least one, if not multiple, Parkland College students and graduates. Parkland is absolutely essential to the healthcare provision of this community and throughout the region, and has done a magnificent job in preparing many students in many areas to move forward in delivery of health care. And not everything is at the bedside. There are many opportunities, whether it's in information technology, environmental services, food services. It takes a lot of folks to make sure that health care at the level that we want is available, and Parkland is absolutely critical to making sure that we can achieve that mission. And so that's why I'm really pleased to have this honor, to actually have a chance just to interact with you for a few seconds. The flexibility of Parkland, its ability to be nimble in the needs of healthcare and technology that change so rapidly, is truly remarkable, and something that we need to make sure that we not only treasure, but figure out how to make sure that we continue to do that going ahead. And so Carol is very happy about its partnership with Parkland, and again, thank you very much.
Our next inductee is Dr. Linda Moore.
Most, if not all of us working at a community college are valuing many of the same things, that we serve a cross-section of our community, of our district. In this community, we serve a cross-section of the world because of the international population here. We're meeting the needs of so many people who might not otherwise have access to higher ed and the ability to change their lives as a result of education. You know, Parkland has given me a sort of a wonderful career. You know, the ability to do very interesting work with all kinds of people, with wonderful colleagues, that's sort of intellectually stimulating, but also is a service to our whole district. And you know, I don't know if you can say that about a lot of jobs. Probably the things that most people think about, and certainly were memorable to me, were some of the partnerships around developmental education between student services and the faculty, and the way that we were able to really study what we were doing there to try to improve services and curriculum and hiring practices and all kinds of things around that issue. So that's memorable. I was really happy to be able to, you know, work with the president on addressing some deferred maintenance issues and some, you know, kind of college campus infrastructure issues, including the really big ones that, you know, people remember, and that we added a student union. We added a fitness center and, that was able to, you know, meet the needs of students. Yeah, certainly, yeah, some pride and just a lot of memories of the many years of planning that it took to get to that point, to break ground and then to actually get to move student services into that building. But you know, a lot of what you do in student services is kind of behind the scenes, Chris. You are trying to draft and move forward policies that will help serve students better. I'd like to think that the people I hired helped advance sort of the professionalism of that whole area.
Dr. Linda Moore joined Parkland College in 1994. She holds a bachelor's degree in music education, a master's degree in counseling psychology, and a doctorate of philosophy in education. Her caring nature has led to serve in various capacities as counselor, therapist, and advocate for those with mental health needs and children in foster care. Dr. Moore worked as a Parkland College counselor in 2003 when she was named director of the Academic Development Center, a student service aimed at coordinating easy-to-access service for students who entered Parkland without college-level skills, and the faculty that taught them. From the ADC's successful data came a significant Title III grant award, which led to the creation of the Center for Academic Success, which now exists as part of the Learning Commons Services. In 2005, Dr. Moore was named Dean of Student Services due to her student-focused leadership. This would lead to her promotion to Vice President for Student Services in 2006. In this role, she has provided leadership to Parkland's Student Services Department, including admissions and records, adult reentry, counseling and advising, disability services, financial aid, and veteran services, as well as student life, the Dean of Students Office, and many others. She has also served as a compliance officer for Title VI, Title IX, ADA, and chaired the Crisis Management Team and Behavioral Intervention Team. One of Dr. Moore's most visible influences can be seen in the Student Union, where she oversaw the design, planning, construction, and occupation of the $35 million project. She says, "Another incredible moment and game changer for student services and the Parkland community was the opening of the new Student Union. The need to co-locate services for students was known well before I came on the scene, but when the state approved funding for the project at last, a multi-year project began to work closely with the physical plant, architects, and multiple constituent groups to identify needs, vision, design, materials, compromises, and so on. Some might not realize that we even broke off a portion of the funding to build a modern fitness center to serve students and employees and provide space for classroom instruction in kinesiology. I am proud of the many things about the Student Union, but especially thrilled that the building provides an identifiable front door for the campus to welcome those who might be weary and unsure about where to begin their journey into higher education. Dr. Moore retired in 2015, but continues to be active in education through her business, educational program evaluator and consultant. She volunteers with Champaign Unit 4 schools and Garden Hills Elementary through the I Read, I Count program. Congratulations, Dr. Moore.
Well, I think the community college serves all aspects of the community, from college for kids in the summertime to high school kids being able to do dual credit or even starting with technical programs for a career. It serves the college-bound students. It's a good bridge to a four-year college or university. I think Parkland is particularly good at that with their pathways programs to other four-year colleges and universities. If you want to change careers, this is a great place to get the training to do that. If you're an adult and you just want to learn something new, there are all kinds of ways to do that through community education programs or just taking a class to learn something that you've always been interested in. Parkland gave me a job when I needed one, so that was, that was very important to me. But to the community at large more, Parkland provides training for the workforce in the community, and specifically Institute of Aviation did that as well, but it also extends to attracting students from all over the state. And we even have out-of-state students, and we even get international students from the University of Illinois. So our impact at the Institute of Aviation, and therefore Parkland's, is potentially worldwide. So I think that's pretty important. When our first students graduated, it was like, okay, everything we did, you know, it came full circle. All of the academic programs, the airplane side of things, the staffing side, the finances, all that, we created a robust academic program that our students graduated from. And so that was pretty important to me. And one of our first graduates is now, he worked for us as a flight instructor for a year or two, and then he went on to a commuter airline, and he's a captain there now. So, you know, he's doing what that's what we want. We want people to go out into the industry and do what they want to do. I think the impact I had was just in leading the transition and bringing aviation to Parkland College. To me, it was just, it's my job, it's what I do. It didn't seem like such a big deal to me, but when I stand back and look at it, for Parkland, it was a pretty big deal. But I did not do this alone. Parkland administration was incredibly supportive, Board of Trustees, and my staff. I didn't do this alone.
Sybil Phillips has been interested in flying since childhood. Growing up near the Air National Guard base in Springfield, she would watch planes flying overhead, and her curiosity was sparked. Sybil attended the University of Illinois, where she took an aviation class that changed the course of her life. She earned her bachelor's in ag communications from the university, and then her private pilot certificate from the University of Illinois Institute of Aviation. She would go on to complete all other pilot and flight instructor certificates and ratings on her own with an institute instructor. In 1986, she was hired as a flight instructor at the Institute of Aviation and worked there until 1990, when she left to work for a regional airline. Feeling that her heart was still at the Institute, she would return a year later and held numerous titles since, including flight and ground school instructor, assistant chief instructor, team leader, co-researcher at the Aviation Research Laboratory, and chief instructor. After the Institute of Aviation transition from the university to Parkland College in 2014, Sybil was named director and chief pilot. She retired in 2017, but still works part-time for the Institute as a flight and ground instructor and check instructor. Sybil has played a large role in aviation education through her presentations at the Institute of Aviation's annual IFR VFR seminar, the Ohio State University Factors Symposium, the University Aerospace Engineering Summer Camps, safety seminars at various Illinois airports, and Scout Merit Badge workshops. She has also hosted a stop for the Women's Air Race Classic at Willard Airport. In 2015, she was named Region 8 Flying Team Coach of the Year by the National Intercollegiate Flying Association. Some of Sybil's most memorable moments at Parkland include 2016, when the first aviation majors at Parkland College graduated, and the Institute's transition from the U of I to Parkland. Sybil recalls my first meeting with President Tom Ramage and Vice President Chris Young. I really didn't know these folks. And we'd come into a meeting with little hope that they would be willing to take a chance on the Institute of Aviation. After about 10 minutes, my hope started to rise when I realized they were giving this idea serious consideration. As events unfolded, I was amazed by the support we received from the Parkland College administration, the Board of Trustees, and members of the community. I am very grateful to Parkland College for giving the Institute of Aviation the opportunity to succeed, and thrive in this community. Congratulations, Sybil.
Ed and I want to thank you for this honor and are sad we cannot join you in person to celebrate all the reasons we love Parkland College. Our roots with Parkland run deep. Ed and I have both been involved in different capacities over the years. My mother, Norma Zimmer, taught at Parkland after she retired from the public school system. And our son took summer classes while home from college. Then, after I retired from United Way, I became more involved, including serving as president of the Parkland College Foundation Board. Community colleges, and Parkland College in particular, are so vital to our communities. They provide invaluable experiences for so many young people and bring together people from all different walks of life. They provide opportunities for higher education to many people that, for whatever reason, felt that such an opportunity would always be just out of reach. It has truly been an honor to help in any way we can to make this vital institution flourish. I have said this before, but my greatest strength as a parent, as a spouse, as a volunteer, and as an employee has been in helping others be successful. At Parkland, this was expanding awareness, engagement of volunteers, and support of our communities for this gem, Parkland College, as we provide life-changing opportunities for youth, students, and businesses in East Central Illinois. Whether it was Ed's contacts from his 54 years at Busey Bank or my contacts from United Way, we were able to draw from those relationships and bridge them to Parkland College, bringing people together to support something that is so important to so many people. One of my favorite memories of Parkland was the 50th anniversary gala in 2016, where we had a raffle for a 1966 Ford Mustang. Now, some of you know that Ed and I met at the Ford garage back in 1967, while we were in line to get our Mustangs serviced. So this was an extra special night for us. The Mustang slogan back then was, "Mustangs, make it happen." And that sure was true for Ed and me. But I think that's also a great slogan for Parkland College. Parkland makes it happen, and it does, for so many people. I want you all to know that the lives you are changing by your support of Parkland is real and valued and important. I know this. My degrees are all in education, and there have been a lot of teachers in my family, my mother, my aunt, and my daughter-in-law. I know the value and importance of education, and you can't find a better example of this than when you walk through the doors of Parkland College. We wish Parkland continued success in the years to come, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for this recognition. Although we are now in Florida full-time, our hearts will always be in Champaign-Urbana, and we will continue to support the community in any way we can. Thank you.
Ed and Carol Sharlow met in 1967 after a chance encounter at the Ford garage where they both were having their Mustangs serviced. 6 months later, they were married. Ed was born in Danville and moved to Champaign-Urbana to attend the University of Illinois, where he received his BS, MS, and PhD in finance and banking. He started working at Busey Bank as a part-time janitor and teller while he was a sophomore at the University of Illinois. When Busey installed a computer in 1966, making it the first bank in Champaign County with its own computer, Ed was hired full-time as manager of computer operations. In 1974, at the age of 29, Ed was appointed president of Bank of Urbana, a subsidiary of Busey Bank, making him the youngest bank president in Champaign-Urbana. He spent his entire career with Busey, working his way up to chairman of the board. He has many memories of his time with Busey, but especially proud of all of the annual economic seminars he gave over the years. He retired from Busey in 2018 after 54 years of service. Along the way, he has served on various community and civic boards, including the U of I President's Council, the U of I Foundation Board. He was an adjunct professor of finance and was a driving force behind the start of Urbana's annual Sweet Corn Festival and local Visitors Bureau. Among the awards he has received for his dedication to community are the Visit Champaign County Foundation Tourism Impact Award, the Champaign County Outstanding Citizen Award, and the Boy Scouts Whitney M. Young Jr. Service Award. Carol, a native of Urbana, attended the University of Illinois, where she received her undergraduate and master's degrees in education. After graduation, she worked with student teachers at the University of Illinois College of Education and taught at Kenwood Elementary School, eventually taking time off to raise their two sons. As a volunteer at the United Way, she started their Pillar program in 1984 and served as the campaign chair for the 1985-86 campaign. In 1986, she accepted a full-time position as Marketing and Communications Director with the United Way. In the mid-1990s, she took on the role as Director of Leadership Giving and continued there until her retirement in 2015. One of her favorite projects was the Carousel of Caring, where 32 carousel horses were transformed by local artists to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the Champaign County United Way. Carol has been active on several boards and committees over the years, including the Parkland College Foundation Board, Kiwanis Club, PEO, Junior League, Community Foundation of East Central Illinois, Krannert Center for the Performing Arts Advisory Committee, and the University of Illinois Education's annual Youth Literature Festival. She has received such awards as the Charles A. Bain Grassroots Award from the United Way of Illinois, Champaign County's Most Valuable Citizen Award from the Chamber of Commerce, and the CU Schools Foundation Local Hero Award. When asked about her time as president of the Parkland Foundation Board, she said, "My greatest strength as a parent, as a spouse, and a volunteer, and an employee has been in helping others to become successful. At Parkland College, this was expanding awareness, engagement of volunteers, and support of our communities for this gem we call Parkland College, as we provide life-changing opportunities for youth, students, and businesses in East Central Illinois. Together, Ed and Carol have received such honors as Outstanding Philanthropist Award from the Association of Fundraising Professionals, the Pillar Lifetime Giving Award from the Champaign County United Way, the Boy Scouts Distinguished Citizen of Illinois Award, and the Community Foundation of East Central Illinois' Kyle and Phyllis Robeson Philanthropy Award. Ed and Carol built their home in Yankee Ridge Subdivision in 1974, lived there until late 2020 when they relocated to Fort Myers, Florida, where they can be closer to their two sons and their families, including 4 grandchildren ranging from age 4 to 19. Although Ed and Carol are officially Florida residents, they will always consider Champaign-Urbana their home. Carol and Ed were unable to attend this evening, but expressed their gratitude for this recognition.
I think I'll leave it to others to discuss and decide what impact I might have had on Parkland. But I'll tell you what I hope that I've done as a board member and what I believe board members should do. I believe it's our responsibility to work together as a group to provide the very best president possible, to work together to approve policies that are relevant, that are current, that encourage our employees to work hard every day for the benefit of the students, and maintain and better the quality of the resources and the programming available. I believe it's our responsibility to build on the rich history that Parkland has and to do those things that make us strive to be better every day as an institution for our students, for our community, for our own personnel, and for the greater Parkland 505 area. Graduation night is always a big deal for everybody and the community. So many people moving on to be better citizens, to better their families, and to better themselves. But there's also groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings, hearing about new certificate and programs that are available to our students. Every one of these things is a new beginning, a new opportunity, another way for people to help themselves, help their families and their communities. All these things are extremely important and some of my most memorable moments at Parkland College. In our family life, all 3 of our children went to college for kids multiple times and enjoyed every minute of it, helped them become better citizens in those age groups. And in the community, so many of my friends went straight from high school into Parkland College. So many of the people in our community have been to Parkland College or have family members that have been there. I don't think you can talk to anybody in our community or in the Parkland area that hasn't been touched in one way or another by Parkland College. How can you not value a community college? How can you not love Parkland College? It's open to all. If you come in ready to go to college, come right in. If you come in and need some help getting ready in a couple of areas, we have courses to help do that. We have counseling, we have tutoring, we have outstanding faculty, we have super resources, financial aid, everything you need to help yourself, help your family, and your community. I believe that Parkland College is one of the most underutilized and overlooked resources that this area has. It's a gem, in my opinion.
Trustee Dana Trimble was born and raised on a family grain and livestock farm in Newman, Illinois. He graduated from Newman High School and earned both bachelor's and master's degrees in agriculture from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Dana's career has spanned farming, managing seed corn production, conducting hazard waste management, banking, agricultural consulting, and grain buying. Prior to his 1999 election to the Parkland Board, Mr. Trimble utilized coursework at Parkland to improve his skill levels within the jobs that he had taken and aid in his career transitions. He and his wife Benny have 3 grown children and are all alumni of Parkland College for Kids. Carrie, an associate professor at Millikan University in Decatur, Joshua, a colonel in the U.S. Army Signal Corps, currently stationed at the Aberdeen Proving Ground in Maryland, and Sarah, a media specialist in Howard County, Maryland. Unfortunately, members of the Trimble family could not be with us tonight, but congratulations to Dana Trimble.
I think the thing that I really noticed, Chris, was the way the students and the staff and the educators really educated the students, I think, to the point where they could go off and be successful in their lives. I got to know quite a few of the students during my time here and watched them grow from the time they were here, a couple of years to maybe 3 or 4 years, some of them. And it was just encouraging to watch that interaction that people had with the students. I think in my life, it basically gave me a feeling of being able to work with people. I think what Parkland does out here as far as educating our youth, and not even just our youth, just educating people in general to be successful in life, was something that I think people really value. The education that they get out here, the feeling of camaraderie that they get out here, and how to accept themselves and be fruitful in life, I think it was very important. When I was invited to go to special graduations like the nursing or the dental, and just going to even just the general graduation and watching these people that I got to know in the college and watching them be successful, walk across that stage, getting their diplomas or getting their certificates, that really stuck out to me. It really encouraged, what was going on out here, and I think how we, as a police department, did in our role. We provided security for the college. We made sure that the students and the staff and everyone that came into the college was successful in their surroundings, and that's what I looked at my job as being. The honor of getting this award through the society really took me back. I didn't understand at first what it was all about, and then the more I, looked into it, I really appreciate the honor. But I looked at it, my role as just being one of providing that support and helping out where I could, and I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to work here.
When you stop and think about it, retired Chief of Police Von Young Jr. and Parkland College have a lot in common. A commitment to lifelong learning and opportunity for a lifetime. A dedication to nurturing potential, and more than 50 years of working on behalf of the people of Champaign and the surrounding communities. Public service must run in the Young family, where the father of 2 Champaign police officers first met his 3 half-brothers in 2010. It turned out that one was a U.S. Capitol Police Sergeant in D.C., one was a retired lieutenant with the Arlington County Sheriff's Department, and in recent years, 2 grandsons have enlisted in the U.S. Army, and a third has accepted a live-in firefighting position. Officer Young received his degree from Parkland College in 1978 while working as a patrolman for the Champaign Police Department. He would serve the department from 1974 to 1984 and from 1991 to 2002 as a patrolman, sergeant, and lieutenant, becoming the first African American to rise through the ranks of the Champaign Police Department to lieutenant. During his time with the Champaign Police Department, he earned various awards, including the Distinguished Leadership Award and Teamwork Award. He has also been a classroom and range instructor at the University of Illinois Police Training Institute. Officer Young joined Parkland College Police Force as Chief of Police in 2002. Throughout his years of service, he was committed to continuous learning and honing his skills as a dedicated police officer. He retired from Parkland in 2014 after nearly a dozen years and looks back at his time with pride and gratitude. Parkland supported my team's work 100%, he says. His biggest accomplishments include planning and implementing a campus-wide incident response system in response to increased college shootings nationally. He and his team researched best practices and implemented safety protocols and systems that survive to this day, such as installing an alert feature at every workstation. Another was working with Parkland instructors to improve police perceptions among international students, including a 10-day fact-finding trip to Parkland's sister college, Beijing Vocational College of Agriculture, in 2005. But one of his proudest achievements was seeing the changes that occurred after applying community policing techniques at the college. When Officer Young accepted the role of police chief, there were nearly 10,000 students enrolled. The officers operated more as security guards, he says, and I knew we had to change that culture. We had to let people know that we were there to ensure that they could achieve their full potential, and we wanted to work together to do that. He installed a satellite policing station in the X-Wing so officers were accessible to all, spending time to get to know students, faculty, and staff, and accepted every invitation to speak in a classroom. When people finally started following the "if you see something, say something" signage, I knew we were being accepted. He says, interacting is what helped. Being human, allowing others to being human, helped. Von Young, come on down.
Good evening, and thank the college and the foundation for allowing me this honor. As you get older in age, you find out that your emotions come to the top a lot quicker than they did when you were 40, okay? So I'm going to try and get through this very quickly, but there are 4 women that I owe this honor to. 3 of them are here tonight. The first one being Bonita Burgess. I sat in a classroom with Bonita for the Northwestern Institute of Leadership for 20 weeks, and she put up with me as her next door neighbor for 20 weeks. After about 12 of those weeks, she kept telling me that I needed to apply for the chief of police position at Parkland College. And I kept telling her, no, it's not going to happen. I'm not interested. Every day for the last however many weeks, she bugged me. She even brought an application to the police department where we were taking the course and made me fill this application out. So I got through the application process. The next person that I want to thank, and she is not here, is Dr. Zalima Harris. She took a chance on me, and I appreciate that. She appointed me as interim director of chief of police, director of security, and I owe her a lot. After a while, it worked. The third person that I want to thank, was sitting here beside me, was Linda Moore. She was an outstanding leader as my vice president of public safety and supported me in all of the things that we attempted to do in the college. She stood behind me 100% when I came to her with issues that were addressed in the college that needed to be, or problems that needed to be addressed in the college, and she stood by and let me make those decisions and was able to do this with her undying support, and I thank you. Here's where the weepy part comes in, okay? The fourth person is my wife. For 46 years, this woman has stood by me in every endeavor that I've attempted. When I took this job as the chief of police and wasn't sure how it was going to work out, she propped me up, she encouraged me, and told me that I could do this job. And again, she supported 2 of my 3 sons when they became police officers and watched them as their careers went through. But without her support, without her love, and without her standing beside me all the way, I would not be up here tonight, and I want to thank you. I'm done. Thanks. Thank you.
Community colleges do not pick and choose their students. Because you have an open enrollment. And that's an extraordinary thing. It's like someone said, it's a great 20th century invention. The fact that like anybody can attend classes at a community college, it's an extraordinary idea. It's also extraordinary in that you have this wide range of students in the classrooms for that very reason. So that's really exciting to me. We have a prairie on the east side of campus, and it's a biogem. No other community college has that, and I think everybody can find something like that here at Parkland, if they look, whether it's with the teachers or the facilities, and that's really, I think that makes it a good college for that reason. When students contact me after they leave Parkland, and they thank me. They said, I really got a lot out of your class. It helped me, in my career. Both of these people, majors and non-majors, come back to me and thank me. And it's not like an ego thing at all. It's more like, it maybe affirms that I might be doing something right. My mother passed away recently, and I was thinking that she started off at a community college. I'm one of 9 children. I have 7 sisters and a brother, and probably in her early 40s, she went back to school and got a degree from a community college and eventually got her master's degree. But it all started with a community college, and then both my kids attended Parkland. One of the things that that I think that's really important. It's been an integral part of my career here has been the art gallery. The art gallery has been an oasis, an art oasis for this part of town, I think, and it's a destination in the art culture, in academics, like the ceramic biennial we hear. Everybody in the United States knows about the Parkland Ceramic Biennial, and that's pretty exciting that we have that here. Like, people come here, that we have that. And I think there's other venues like that here. It's just that that's been a really important part of my life, I think, the art gallery.
Professor Chris Birdie has been an integral and dynamic part of the art and design program at Parkland College for over 30 years. He has often mentioned how fortunate he is to have the opportunity to teach at Parkland. The satisfaction of teaching art is watching students create something which is a deeper extension of themselves. It's also knowing, he says, students will carry the studio art experience with them for life and perhaps gain insight into the world around them. Chris Birdie is a native of New York. He received his BFA with honors from Alfred University in Alfred, New York, and his FMA from Cranbrook Academy of Art in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. He is an award-winning artist with an extensive portfolio of work. He has been a visiting artist at many colleges and universities, has exhibited artworks at colleges, universities, museums, and art centers around the world, and has given art workshops at various schools throughout the United States, including the Cleveland Institute of Art, the School of Chicago Art Institute, the Nova Scotia School of Art, and Arrowmount School. In 1985, Chris began teaching ceramics and sculpture part-time at Parkland, joining the faculty full-time in 1995. Over the course of his time at Parkland, he has been instrumental in the growth of the art and design program. He has taught three-dimensional design, beginning and advanced ceramics, beginning and advanced sculpture, an art portfolio class. Throughout his career, he has worked tirelessly to help his students build skills and prepare their art portfolios to successfully transfer to colleges and universities. In addition, his students' 3D works have been included and received awards in student art exhibitions at Governors State University and at Northern Illinois University for many years. Chris Birdie has won numerous awards for his work in ceramics and sculpture. He was the 2013 ACE Award recipient in art education from the Champaign-Urbana 40 North Arts Council and received the Illinois Art Council's Artist Fellowships in both crafts and sculpture categories. His work has been reviewed in the Chicago Tribune, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, the New York Times. He has created art such as the mitten sculptures that sit outside the D wing at Parkland. And his artwork is included in various public collections, including the National Council for Education in Ceramic Arts, the Illinois State Museum in Springfield, and the Renwick Gallery at the Smithsonian American Art Museum. His legacy will continue well beyond his retirement in May. He has been an inspiration to numerous students, colleagues, and community members. And I happen to have a lady who works across the hall from me, who's named Katie Gertz, who just graduated as this year as one of Chris's outstanding students. Chris, come on down. Chris, congratulations.
For those of you who know me, I never miss an opportunity to plug the arts and humanities. I didn't need these till about 10 years ago. This is a really succinct quote I like by Barbara Jordan. "The arts are not a frill. The arts are a response to our individuality and our nature and help to shape our identity. What is there can transcend deep difference and stubborn divisions. The arts. They have a wonderful universality. Art has the potential to unify. It can speak many languages without a translator. The arts do not discriminate. The arts can lift us up." Thank you.
Congratulations, Chris. Again, congratulations to all our inductees. You have a lot to be proud of, and we're, again, certainly very, very proud of you. My apologies for the lack of the video. Apparently a cobra got loose and chewed up one of the cables, and therefore we have a short in the cable, or maybe all the cables that we tried. The videos are truly outstanding. Chris Foster does a wonderful job putting those together. I promise you we'll send you each a copy of your video, and I'm sure it will be posted prominently on Parkland's website, on the YouTube, and other social media, so hopefully you get a chance to see those. They're very, very good. Again, my apologies. At this point, we're going to conclude our ceremony. Right next door in the Black Box Theater, we have some food and some drink. We invite you all to join us there for a bit of fellowship afterward. Inductees, if you would stay, we'd like to do a group picture. Most appreciated. Thank you all very, very much for attending, and we'll see you in 5 more years.